Hello, everybody. Welcome to our series on programming in Objective-C.
Yes! WiBit.net has taken you from the intro to programming in C to C++, now to its other object-oriented procedural component language, Objective-C.
Yeah.
What about the pronunciation of this language, Brian?
It looks like it would be called Objective-C.
Yes.
But it's actually, right.
Like, I object, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Well, this is my objective for this paper I'm writing, yeah.
But really, you pronounce it objective because it's the C with the object-oriented bolted onto it.
Yes. So, let's kind of get started on the next step in our programming journey. Let's talk a little bit about history of Objective-C.
Now, why was that not funny?
I thought it was hysterical. That's why I petitioned heavily to get that put in there. So the history, Brian. What is this? Where are we coming from?
It was created in the early 80s with Madonna.
Was she early or mid 80s? I guess she was early 80s.
She was created in the early 80s and she blossomed in the mid 80s.
There you go.
Just like Objective-C did.
Very nice.
As a material girl.
Yes, and that's why it's such a mystery.
Yeah.
Life is a mystery.
It was originally known as OOPC, or Object-Oriented Programming in C.
Right, which is why a lot of people like to call it Objective-C as opposed to Objective-C, because it comes from object-oriented programming in C.
C++ is also kind of object-oriented C.
Right, C with classes.
Yeah.
What it was nicknamed.
Yep. So this is kind of like C++'s brother, in a sense.
Yes.
From another mother. If Steve Jobs was a woman.
Wow, so that means that C was she was around.
Yeah, oh yeah. So this is kind of a different offshoot from, so this is not built on C++, but it definitely took a lot of lessons learned from C++ and did its own thing, you know.
But it's still based on C, just like C++.
Absolutely, yeah,
so this is the other bolt-on language.
Yep. And it was really made to enhance code reusability.
There's a lot of aspects built into the language that allow you to expand things very seamlessly. That is one of the big advantages of using Objective-C. So the ability to take something that someone else has written, expand on it, and then use it for your purposes is where that reusability comes from.
Yeah.
Now, our buddy, the best friend of ours in the whole wide world, I'm not going to really say that with any seriousness, but Steve Jobs, who we all know from Apple, fell in love with this language. I mean, he was out at a bar, he saw Objective-C sitting across from him, and he was like, wow.
Dream.
Yeah. Dream, 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 dream.
I was thinking more like the song from Wayne's World when he saw Cassandra.
Oh, what was that? Wasn't that Foxy Lady? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Showing. Okay, anyway.
So that's what Steve Jobs did when he saw Objective-C sitting across at the bar.
So he was like, guys, I gotta go, because she's waiting in the car, so I can't really do this whole Apple thing anymore. He took off with her and created a company called, maybe they kind of like pushed him out. They were like, she's Yoko.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
We're not going to get into the politics, but let's just say that Jobs left Apple.
Yes.
In the 1980s.
We'll be nice about it. We'll just say he left.
And when he left Apple, he created a company called Next.
Yes.
Capital N, lowercase e, capital XT.
Yeah. And the goal of creating that company was to make a new operating system called Next Step.
Right.
And in the process of doing that, him and the developers at his company created a series of development kits based on Objective-C to kind of give them the platform and the infrastructure with which to build their Next Step operating system. Which, as you know, maybe fast forwarding some years into the late 90s, ended up eventually turning into Mac OS X as we know it now.
The code base for Next Step was Mac OS X. So when Jobs came back to Apple
when
in
they
the
were
late
begging
1990s,
for him to come back, like, please, for the love of God, come back to us.
He brought Objective-C into the Apple culture, which is why you see Objective-C pretty much exclusively for Mac, and you don't really see it for other platforms, because that's it. Exactly. She must have looked really hot at the bar that night.
I know.